All right, it's the next day. So now we're gonna get things set up here, situated so we can cut this tree down over here. So what we need to do first is shovel out a good path. We need to get all of our equipment over there. So we're gonna open up the garage here. Got to get the chainsaw and everything on over there, and we'll see you guys in a sec. All right, just gotta get her filled up. Here we go. Awesome. All right, looks like we got everything we need. Now we just need to bring it all over to the tree. All right, I'm gonna need both my hands here, so I'll see you guys when we get on over there. Say we got all of our stuff. Now we need to shovel out a path right here. It goes over there, and then an escape path that goes farther back behind one of these big trees or something like that, just in case things get sketchy. All right, let's do it. Yeah, when you're cutting a tree down of this magnitude, you gotta have escape plans and options, because you never know what's gonna happen. So let's start making options. Let's go get our chaps on and some boots on, and then we'll be back and ready to start the process. So a day like today is pretty much perfect on cutting a tree down. No sun in the eye to blind you. No wind in the air to maneuver the tree in a weird way. So we got A1 perfect weather to cut down a big old tree like so. All right, well, let's just get our gear on. Think about this a few more times, then start it on. All right, we got our goggles, we got our chaps, and we got some gloves. Let's head on back. All right, we got our trail all padded down here. Got another trail going through here that connects to an old trail. And I'll stomp this down a bit just to get me back over here behind another big tree or something. So if something does happen, I got some coverage. All right, we're all situated and ready to go. Now we just got to start making the cuts. So let's get to it. right, it's down. Now we gotta cut it all up. So we should better get started. Just the adrenaline rush. Just a monster falling from the sky, breaking everything, crushing everything in its way. Oh boy. Oh boy. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, now let's get on to the next part. Let's start chopping it up. me show you the progress. We got all of our cuts lined up and all in there. And now all we got to do is just go back through with the mallet and the, so this is what we got to still figure out is how we're going to go about this. We cut everything from here all the way down, and we got, you know, we cut a whole bunch of it already up over there, but I didn't want to risk getting the chainsaw stuck in here, so I just made a whole bunch of relief cuts through the whole thing and where I'm going to do it. And I did some more over here, so it should fall into part once I start hitting it with the mallet. Hopefully I might have to do a little bit more cuts on some of these because they're not all the way halfway through, but we'll see. All right, well, progress is being made and we're doing well. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to break these up, I'm guessing, in order to move them. We're gonna try and move them to the trailer. Hopefully I can get it over here with the ATV. That's the plan. But first we want to use our energy, cut all this up before we move on to the next task at hand. So let's finish this up. Let's get them all blocked out, you know, just like on how all that stuff is right there. And then after that, once we got all that figured out and all cut up, we got that situated over there, we'll move on to the next piece of the puzzle. All right, cool. I will say my heart is just coming down from beating at 100 miles an hour. That was something when it fell. That was amazing. That's just something you can't experience anywhere else but the wilderness. All right, well, let me get back to work and stop talking. All righty. We gotta start getting all these branches out here, making some room so we can figure out what we're gonna do with that piece over there. So all this stuff right here will sit here for a bit, and over time it'll get gathered up and we'll use it to burn stuff. All right, what do we got? Oh, can we move? Can we get access? Go. What do we got going on over here? Let's get this out of there. There we go. Now that one's moving. So we're gonna move this that way and we'll drag this one that way. It's always easier to pull something in the way that it's not getting strung up on everything. All right, perfect. Let's move that just right there. Let's throw all this stuff way up. Bad things happen when you don't got things situated. You always want to try and make that a priority when you're doing anything by yourself. Just make sure that you got all your peas in the pod. They're all connected and together. All it takes is one mishap. Now you're in a hospital bed. And you don't know if you're gonna ever get out of it. Alright, what do we got here? This is not safe. We're gonna break this out. Now, I should be able to grab onto this, spin it around. There we go. Ugh. Damage. Oops. Oh, bless you. What's all that sawdust? All right, we're pulling it this way and we're gonna drag it on that way. I'll make it a lot less difficult because we won't have it getting caught on everything. I might have to move my chainsaw. Let's see. Huh? Might be okay. Pick this up. Yeah. There we go. We're all good. Here. Cool. So I've been trying to do what the loggers do. They use absolutely every piece. Well, actually, no, I'm trying to do what the good loggers do. They use every single piece of the tree for something. So all these branches and all the skinnier pieces of wood, they'll be used for fires. Every choice you make defines on who you are. So, something I pay attention to more and more every day now. How I react towards things, and I deal with my frustrations. Okay. So we could walk on the log, but it would just push it down farther. It could actually overall make things more difficult if that's what we end up doing. So it is not what we're gonna do. We're just gonna walk in the deep, deep snow. It's okay. That's what we were planning on doing today. So now let's try and get some of this out of here, this mess. Let's grab this one. Oh, comes with another one. Smells like soap. Literally. This one. What do you got here? There we go. All right, we're looking good. Whoa! All right, well, we're just cleaning our area up, getting some of these twigs, branches pulled out of the way. Now that we got ourselves untangled and we got a better area to work here, now we're gonna disconnect this big branch, well, the big part of the tree from the smaller part of the tree, because this I can move by hand and it doesn't need to be split up like all these do. It'll be put into storage for safety, basically. That's what I like to use the thinner stuff for, just in case we're on a pinch or something next winter, or at some point and we need firewood. That's what will be used, is this thinner top branch right here. So, all right, well, let's turn on the chainsaw and let's start ripping again. My bad if some of these sentences and words don't make sense. I'm trying to do this all in one run, so it's a lot of work. So let's get it and let's do it. Let's disconnect the big one. Well, we've gotten to our first little walk of a break. So let me show you what I mean. All right, we've gotten all this stuff cut up. We got it disconnected from the bigger branch right here. Split it up a little bit right there. So now we can move it by hand, get that all out of there. So now what I meant is that I don't have any gas left. We're all empty. But for just one thing of gas, I mean, look how much I got done. So this will all be done just with 2. And this is what the lube looks like, just in case anybody was wondering. I'd say it's about 2/3 full. So we're doing amazing right now. All right, let me get this closed up. Let me get back flipped up so we don't have any problems starting it up again. Let's go on our little walk and let's go get some more lube. Look, we could even use some. Oh, we don't even need that. We need gas. Let's go get gas. Okay, we got what we came here for. Let's head back. Honestly, really honestly, been thinking, instead of buying these 50 to 1, I should really start learning how to make my own gas for the chainsaw, because I use a lot. I don't know if price-wise it would make sense or it would be simpler, the overallness of it. I don't know yet. But at some point here, I'd like to start just mixing my own chainsaw gas. But for the time being, I've been concentrating on how to use a chainsaw, not how to make a chainsaw run. So we're almost back here, and let's get back to work. All right, let's get some gas on in here. Awesome. There we go. All filled up. All right, let's just close this on up. Ooh, awesome. Cool. All right, we're gonna get back to work. We gotta cut the rest of these ones up right here, and we're pretty much on our way. All right, let's do it. all the way chopped up. So now we gotta come over here and we gotta start, we're gonna cut this up right here and get it dragged down over here. So it's all ready to get brought out. right, well, there you go. That's an entire tree all the way cut up. Just not split yet, which is gonna take a lot of work. But that's the next step. The dangerous step is taken care of. It's on the ground, it's split up, it's all ready to just be hit with an axe. So that's the easy stuff, but it is it takes the most out of you when you're splitting it up. But this right here is the most stressful part of it. So that's all done, sawed up and everything. So now what we got to do is go see if we can get the ATV and the trailer over here, and we're gonna start doing runs, bringing it on back home. Just in case anybody's wondering, my wood stove fits 22-inch logs. This bar right here is a 20-inch bar. So I use the bar to kind of measure on how big my logs are going to be. Some are bigger than others. Obviously, they're not all going to be the same size when you're just rough cutting, but there's no time to be lining stuff up and making perfect cuts when it's all going to get burnt anyways. It's not for a home. It's not for siding. Just simple work. We'll show that in a later episode, though. We'll chop some boards up with some cedar boards and do some really cool stuff here soon. But this was mandatory. We need wood to stay warm. We got all the big brushes over there. Got some over here. I mean, we cleaned it all up pretty much. This is all just stuff that got broke on the way down. So I'm really happy with the results of all this stuff. Just amazing. Okay, well, let's go get the ATV. Let's grab our mallet back there. Let's grab the chainsaw. Let's bring that stuff back because we don't need it anymore. And let's clean stuff up here. And then let's come on back and let's start bringing it all home. Awesome. All right, see you guys soon. Grab these threads in the pocket. Got a chainsaw. Got that set down in here. So it's 2 o'clock right now. I forgot to check the time, but I'm sure we can figure something out. All right. Now let's grab this mallet over here. So what's nice about the stump is in time we will use this stump for something else. We will come back and we'll take this stump and we're going to use it for something cool. I haven't decided what yet or what I'm capable of doing with wood working, but I'd like to use something to make it look cool. You know, even if it just sits here, I can maybe carve something right here just so it's in the woods. So, you know, it'd just be cool. All right, got the mallet. All right, we got all of our stuff. Now let's bring it on home. In case anybody's wondering how I bring a lot of stuff all at once, I'm gonna use my right hand to carry the chainsaw, obviously. And then I got this trunk through there so I can just drag the shovel, gas can right here, and then let's get walking. All right, we got everything back right here, shovel right there. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our chaps off, clean up a little bit, have a little bit of water, regroup, make sure we're 100%, grab the ATV, grab the trailer, head on back, get it on to home. Let's do it. All right, now we gotta clean out this trailer full of snow, get the ATV warmed up and backed out. This is how much snow is in the trailer. It's full. It's a full trailer of snow. Cool. All right, we're back over here. We're just getting the ATV turned around. We already disconnected the trailer again. Now all we gotta do is just turn the ATV around, hook it back up, and we're gonna fill it up. Let's do it. All right, we're all good, backed up. Let's hook the trailer on and let's start loading up some logs. All right, heavy stuff goes first. Let's go get it. All right, first load's all completed. Let's bring it back. Whew. All right, let's get another trailer full here. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna let you guys know when I'm on the last trailer. So for now on, I'm gonna grab all this stuff right here, bring it on back, and I'll let you guys know when we're on the last run. All right, let's do it. Ah! Ah! This is the third trailer full, I'm pretty sure. I just wanted to let you guys know I'm not going to do the whole video of me going this way and dumping them off. So this is the last one, it looks like. We got these 4 right here, and we got the first one that we cut right there. That will be a monster. But this is a good amount right here, I must say. So let's get this back. Let's get it back home. All right, let's go get that last load. Let's go bring it around back. This on here for you guys right there, just in case it doesn't look good, because it is sprinkling down a little bit now, unfortunately. It's 28 degrees, so it's beautiful out here today. All right, well, let's go grab the last of them. Ah! I don't know. I don't know if I'm strong enough. This thing is gotta weigh 100 or 200 pounds. Ah! 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 Oh, the rest looks simple. I just like it. Ah! Ah! Job well done. All done. All right, that's it, y'all. We got everything except this little piece right here. That's it. First giant has been taken down and cut up and brought home. All right, let's go back. But first, we gotta move this branch out of the way. Kind of pick up just a little bit so we can drive through and not make a mess. All right, unfortunately we lost a little bit of footage. So this is where we're at. We got it all here. I just got to get the last 4 off. And then mission has been accomplished. So let's just take this, throw it on over there. Grab this one. We're gonna put this one right here, finish the wall up. Got a little cool wall going. Bam. Bam. And then the biggest one. All right, let's see how we're gonna get this out of here. I might just have to. All right, we got one try at this. Let's make it count. Fudge. 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 Right there. There we go. All completed. All right, guys, we did it. We got an entire large tree all back at the cabin, all in a day. Amazing. Well, this is what we did together. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys.